Hello and welcome to this week's episode of 9 to 5 Nerds with Robert Swathwood, Corey Urkel,
hey,
Katrina Swathwood,
hello,
and Brian will be here eventually. I may sound slightly different. I am
just a bit.
I do have bronchitis, and the show must go on. So
It must.
I'm here.
You really want to start off this way?
What way?
I don't know. It looks like you're gonna dive deep.
No. It's just my voice is going and it sucks. But
Hey, you don't have to do anything tomorrow.
No, I have tomorrow off, and I don't know who's listening to this. We have listeners all over the United States and a few countries, but we're getting 3 inches of rain over the next 36 hours, which is a lot for us.
too many inches for you?
3 inches? No, I can handle 3 inches.
For my pool, yes.
Yeah, for the pool, it's a little much, but yeah, 3 inches is a lot for us. I gotta adjust this mic.
Okay.
Might overflow.
It has before.
Might come in your back door.
It's come pretty close.
No, it'll go and sit on the foundation.
I guess the start of this week is we have to do a little in memory of what's today? Wednesday?
Yep.
So 5 days ago? 4 days ago? Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 5 days ago. We had to put down our dog of close to 15 years. She was going to be 15 in June, and we've had her since she was 8 weeks old. And it was a rough time in this house. We knew it was coming. She's been sick for a long time, and
Well.
Here's the problem. Brian just stepped in, and not only was he waiting in line for food, now he's got to be on a podcast. You can't even eat the food.
He'll be standing off to the side while he eats his food.
You can go in the kitchen or somewhere else because the mics pick up all that stuff.
That means I'm part of the podcast.
No,
what a
I don't
jackass.
like that.
It could be a food review segment.
What are we talking about?
Get out of here. My dead dog.
Nice, Brian.
So, we knew it was coming. She was sick for a long time, and she had gotten bad, and we decided to do it. And, I held her and Katrina and stuff as she passed away. But, and it was hard, and it was hard telling the kids and stuff like that. But I thought I'd be okay afterwards. Like, everything would be fine. But, like, throwing away the dog food in the dog bowls sucked really bad. And then, I was laying on the couch and I saw something move and I went down to go pet her. And she's been part of our lives for 14 and a half years. It was tough. Or like, I always go to, anytime I go get a snack out of the fridge, I give her a piece of turkey, and I went to go give her a piece of turkey, and it's just weird because she's not there anymore. And it sucked, man.
Don't have someone stepping on paper at 4 o'clock in the morning.
That's good. I don't have to pick up dog shit anymore. There's not, she was getting to a point where she couldn't find where to go to the bathroom. So yeah, there's not that. I guess there's silver linings, but
There's not many.
It's just weird that she's not here. I'd never seen our youngest cry due to being sad before. And like both the boys cried themselves to sleep on Friday night. It was rough. So that happened.
It's a weird thing, but it can affect you so much. But if you tell somebody who's not a dog person or not an animal person,
They're a monster. That's what they are.
you get the response, "Oh, well, okay. I mean, this sucks, but you get over it."
That means a person doesn't have a soul, in my opinion.
But you can't emphasize how much it can affect you.
Yeah.
But if you say like, a parent died, you're like everybody universally is like,
yeah.
Dude, I'm so fucking sorry. But an animal dies, you hardly get any sympathy unless somebody like has seen the animal in a way. Like if it's just,
I disagree. Anybody I've told at work has been like, "Oh my God, are you okay?"
Yeah, but I mean, most people understand animals, but there are those people that are just not animal people.
yeah,
And they're just kind of like Mark at Home Depot. He said, "Well, if my dog got sick, I would just tie a block to his leg and throw him in the lake." Like he just
there are
he's
those people.
over embellishing on stuff that he would do, but he's not an animal person. He doesn't have that in his character.
There's a lot of that.
Red flag.
Hunters,
Right?
A big red flag.
And the fact that like Lacey was saying,
Don't pet my chair.
Bryn was older than Ethan.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, like she'd been around for so long. Like she'd been through multiple houses with Katrina and I. The boys have never known her not being here. So right when I got home, I started bawling, and Parker put his arm around me. He's like, "Are you okay?" And I had to wait till Katrina got home to tell him what was going to happen. So I was like, "No, I'm not okay." I was like, "Bryn's really sick." He's like, "Yeah, I don't bronchitis. Yeah, I don't think she's going to last another month." And I was like, "No, she's not going to last another month, Parker." So when Katrina got home and we told Parker that it was happening that night, he was like, it was bad. It was so bad. Ugh.
Yeah, we all remember losing pets. Like all that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been rough. I mean, it's getting better. It's weird that she's not here. It's still just the next morning when we got up and she wasn't here. I mean, we kept busy all day Saturday. We took my grandparents out to breakfast, and then we went furniture shopping, and we kept busy all day.
Yeah, we were out all day long.
And then Sunday we were supposed to go to Universal Studios, and Oliver woke up with 102 fever. So he was sick Sunday, and he was sick Monday, and then I got bronchitis. So it's been a rough.
It's really been fun.
Rough week. Oliver really hurt his neck at school the other day, and he couldn't go to school today. And
That happened yesterday.
yeah,
Ugh.
his neck muscle tightened up so much his head sucked to the side.
Really?
And then he had to go to not the emergency room.
I took him straight to the doctor.
Took him straight to the doctor without an appointment. They saw him, and I guess when kids are fighting off colds or infections, they can get these muscle spasms, and he got it in his neck, and it basically sucks your ear to your shoulder.
Huh.
And I tried to just touch him, and he screamed out in pain. He was like, so
Really?
It was bad.
It was bad. But
Never seen that.
That's been our last 6 days. So pull that mic up to your mouth.
To your mouth.
There you go.
So you can eat
I
it.
think you messed up Anthony a little bit too. He was
Oh yeah, it was bad.
He was little when we got that's the
He
longest
was
I've ever
9
had
when we got
a
Bryn.
pet.
yeah.
Yeah.
I talked to him till 2 days after, I think.
Well, I
see him.
texted him. I said, "Hey man, we're gonna put Bryn down tonight," and he didn't go to work that day, and he spent the whole day with her. And then, sorry, and then he went with us that night.
I know.
And then he was messed up the next day.
I've heard his version of it.
Yeah, it was bad.
But James was okay, huh?
James
No.
cried.
I was gonna say, if anybody would be dispassionate, it's got to be a guy who does it for a living.
When we went in, I was like, "Are you gonna be okay?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I go through this every single day." He
Right.
puts dogs down or animals down, and I looked over at him, and he wasn't like, all of us were like full on bawling, but he was wiping away tears.
Do you think that was more because, like, if you guys hadn't been there, you think the tears would have been
I think
there?
it was a combination of both. I think it was half of it that he saw all of us cry, and half of it is he had known that dog since he was, 14 years old too.
Yeah.
So
He's lived with the dog.
Yeah, he's lived with us before. I mean, that dog's been around
Forever.
for a long. I mean, it's for so long yeah. So I mean, everybody was attached.
Is that weird that you have to send out messages to everybody that knew the dog?
Well, you need to
Yeah.
tell people that are important. Like I told my mom.
You messaged all your family, which is that weird? But
I
did
called
you?
my grandma. I had to hang up because I started crying, and then I messaged Eric and Brian, and I don't know if I messaged you the same day.
You did.
Okay, yeah, I think I messaged everybody. My dad, not my mom. I don't give a shit about that, but yeah. Other than that, yeah, everybody knew. Yeah, but that's it for being, that I felt it needed to be addressed. Most people are animal people, and what's funny is I posted it on I posted it on Facebook for anybody that I didn't message and stuff, and Brian gives me shit because he's like, "Oh yeah, you made this really cheesy line about you guys healing as a family," as if Brian has never fucking put up anything vague or cheesy or anything
Elusive.
ever. I'd rather be cheesy than post one of those posts that's like, "Oh shit sucks," or like something that's super vague to where people.
You do that?
I probably have. I don't remember, but
And do people comment, what are you talking about? And you say, none of your business?
He just usually masks it in Batman quotes
yeah, I'll do that.
or corn.
Yeah, I'll do that too.
I love corn.
It's more so on Twitter now.
delicious.
Facebook is more sharing how much
For family.
Yeah, and then my despising of our current administration. Yeah. Fuck, that burger was so good.
Good.
Sorry, I'm late.
I'm glad it was worth it.
I would say it was worth it being late. I don't like disappointing my friends, but it was really good.
You disappointed me.
Sorry, dude. So what's going on?
I didn't bring anything other than Netflix bought the rights to the Breaking Bad movie that's filming with Aaron Paul
Soon.
soon.
Do you know any other details? I've never heard of this.
No. Well, they announced it in
You've never
November.
heard that they're doing a movie?
Yeah, they announced the movie in November.
We've talked about it.
On here.
That Netflix was going to make any details like sequel, prequel.
Well,
Well, I'm giving you details now. Aaron Paul's going to be at it, and they're filming soon. And Vince Gilligan is writing and directing it.
Yeah.
Okay, if he's the only reoccurring character,
Well, I mean, it could be post. I mean, he's... What's up with Jesse? Like, maybe he's
Yeah.
on an MTV show.
if it is a sequel show, I thought he got out good.
He
and
did.
You hope that he was going to rectify everything and then happy ending. If it just dwells back down, he gets into
What
the
if it's
shit
just
again.
like a 90-minute video of him just hanging in his fucking closet?
Because he couldn't take it no more?
Yeah.
Sounds like
But, you know, I felt like shit these last couple days, and I've been fighting whatever I've been fighting, so I didn't bring anything to the table today. I put the stuff out there to Katrina that I wanted to... Usually it's me bringing stuff, so I kind of wanted to be on the outside looking in so I could comment on stuff from a surprised perspective.
Frozen 2.
We watched that.
Whoop, whoop.
Surprisingly dark, right? That's what the general consensus is online right now.
I'll say darker. I was like, it's not like fucking, oh my God, she slid her wrist.
Well,
Might
she's
as well be.
running into the ocean.
Like,
Like
she's
that's
running
She's
in.
trying to beat a tidal, basically.
It's all dark and
Like, it's
brooding.
trying to get off an island. I don't know.
Let's just say it's darker because there's not a single line from... Well, I guess there's not a single line from anybody. But there's not a
that's what makes
single...
it a teaser.
There's not a single shot of Olaf except for from the back at the very end.
When they're overlooking the
Valley
Valley
or
of
whatever it is.
Autumn. I don't know. So it's going to be a new season. I thought it was going to have some tagline like that. Frozen 2, Fall or something.
well, it did say fall.
I liked
It did, but not in the title.
I liked the
even though
previous...
there's leaves falling around the background.
I
I thought it
liked
was
the
a-
previous teaser better. At the end of Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah.
That was good.
You remember that, Brian?
No,
You didn't say it for the end of the credits?
I don't remember.
You would remember.
It said preview for Frozen 2,
No,
and then
I
it...
didn't stay.
Okay.
And
It
then
did not stay.
Ralph rickrolled you.
Yeah.
No, I heard about it, but I
It
didn't
was
see
so good. It was excellent.
People are asking who the other girl is. Looks
Fall.
like she's controlling the wind. Is that the thing now? Is
That's
elementals?
some bullshit if this
like
chick
an
gets
avatar
the...
thing now.
If she gets to control the wind and what's-her-face gets to control the ice. And I like Anna better than I like Elsa.
Maybe Anna's the redhead, right?
Yeah,
She's
reddish
brunette.
brown. Reddish
That
brown?
one. Maybe she controls fire at the end or something.
I don't know, but Parker
It's like
told
an
me...
avatar.
Parker told me that she's going to be savage in this one.
Oh my god,
Because that's a word that kids use nowadays, I guess.
it's awful.
Savage. Well, she has that blade moment where she pulls out the blade and she like stabs the camera towards the camera.
Yeah.
Big question is are they were they trolls?
Yeah.
Are they going to be in this one?
I assume
You would think so,
The
right?
rock trolls.
There's more reindeer.
Yeah.
I'm down for more reindeer.
Sven's got some friends.
Sven, Kristoff. That ride was fun in
It was
Epcot.
fun.
Used to be like a Norwegian ride, and they changed it to Frozen.
It goes backwards.
And it's
That
like
scared the shit out of me when I went on it.
it's a
Really?
boat ride.
I was
yeah.
like 10, and I thought I'd never been on a roller coaster.
fucking little baby. Both the boys ran on it and were
Dude, I didn't like
scared.
that shit. I got tricked to going. So the first time I went to Magic Mountain, because I didn't do roller coasters, right? First time I got tricked because my cousin's like, hey, we're going to, I was 14. Hey, we're going to Disneyland for my birthday. Halfway up, they're like, no, we're going to Magic Mountain.
Nice.
And then I had a great time.
I was 16 and I was afraid. I wasn't big on roller coasters because my mom was always afraid. So I just decided when all my friends went up, I was going to get over it. And I remember standing in line for Goliath and just sweating bullets the entire time because that ride is terrifying. But, I had a good time too. But to put this in perspective, it is like a Pirates of the Caribbean type water ride where you just ride and there are no drops. But at one point, you just go backwards kind of quickly. And 10-year-old Brian was terrified.
Aren't you running away from a troll or something? Like, aren't you backing away from something? And then you, like, it moves
Yes,
to the
you
side?
are. But, I mean, now it's frozen. I don't know what it was when you went there.
It was that Norwegian
Yeah.
History
thing.
of life.
Yeah.
But I think it was the ice guy that don't come back guy in this part. And you get pushed back.
Oliver does not like that guy.
No, he doesn't.
So we'll have to take Parker by himself. I don't think Oliver will go for that movie.
Frozen 2?
Yeah.
He'll go.
If that ice guy died in Kingdom Hearts, is it canon?
Did he?
I think so.
I guess. I don't know. Well, maybe not.
You played Kingdom Hearts?
No. Wait. The third
Oliver
one?
was playing it today.
Yeah.
No.
The second one?
Yeah.
I played the first two. That was it. I played the second one or the third one.
Anthony's playing it, so I watched a bit here.
Yeah, I heard he's
Dude, we watched
very, very happy.
we watched Sorry to Bother You. Do you remember the trailer for that? The black dude
Boots
telemarketer with the white guy voice.
Tessa Thompson.
He was like a
No.
telemarketer, and
Terry
he put on his white
Crews.
voice, and his white voice was David Cross, and one of the other guys' white guys' voices was Patton Oswalt. You don't remember this at all?
No.
Danny Glover was in it. Tessa Thompson,
Glenn.
Stephen Yeun from Walking Dead is in it.
Doesn't ring a bell. I don't know.
Well, it was kind of like downsizing in the aspect of it.
Oh, it was a good movie?
No. Well, it was an interesting movie. It advertises itself as one thing and then is a complete mind fuck. Like, this movie was so off the wall at one point that
Artie
I was
Hammer
like,
was in it, and I was just like, well, what are you doing in
I
here?
was like, what the fuck is going on in this movie? You need to watch it. Like, you need to just rent it, sit down, watch it, because it is fucking crazy. Terry Crews is in it.
It's just
Is
weird.
the main character a guy you've never seen before?
Yeah, well, since then I've seen him in stuff, but yeah,
Okay, I think it sounds familiar from like awards season.
he was
Wasn't
in the main character was in Get Out. He was one of the guys that was possessed, the younger guy, the first guy that gets flashed, and then he
Yeah,
Okay.
he's the one who basically said, "Get out."
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So it is.
I know all those other people are in it, but
You got to give it a chance, just because it's more. It took a bigger turn than any movie I've watched in recent memory. Where
And
I
you
was
do not
just
see
like,
it coming.
what just happened? Like I want to talk about it, but I don't want to give it up because it's
there's a good
It's
spoiler.
worth a watch.
It's worth watching because it's like, what?
Interesting.
This is the same movie?
Like I'm like, what?
What happened?
We got that for us to watch, and we got Christopher Robin.
How was that?
I liked it a lot.
I did too.
I didn't hear good things about it.
I didn't know it came out at the time. Like I saw a trailer for it, and then all of a sudden, well, it's gone out of
I
theaters.
really
It's on
liked
DVD.
it. Dude, okay. Watching an adult Christopher Robin, who's played by Ewan McGregor, walk through a train station or walk through public with a Pooh Bear who is alive and people are like freaked out by it, so he's trying to hide it, is like comical because Winnie the Pooh's dense. He's not a smart character, and just him talking to
Yeah.
him was extremely funny. Like, I really liked that part a lot. And it was pretty heartfelt. I mean, it was pretty good. I liked that movie.
I liked it.
Your girl Haley Atwell was
His
His
wife.
wife. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that.
but that, other than that, I don't think we've watched anything new recently in those two movies.
No, we've been weirdly busy
Fucking
with
baseball.
crap.
Other trailers. Did you watch Aladdin trailer?
Teaser.
Teaser.
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess it's teaser.
Well, they talked in this one, so
Yeah,
that wouldn't be
so-
a teaser then. It's an actual trailer, according to Corey.
I don't know.
I think a teaser is snippets, and I think a trailer has some sort of synopsis of what the movie's about. That's
And
kind of what
I think the rules have been broken multiple
Over and
times
over and over.
by different places.
Okay, so we'll just skip the entire trailer and say thoughts on Genie.
The problem is everybody's comparing him to Robin Williams, and you can't. And I don't think that should be a thing.
Someone compared him to Megamind, and I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't think it was necessary to use his face so closely resemble. Like, I don't know.
Will Smith wishes he looked like that. That dude was jacked.
Well, it was mostly just face implanted on a different body. And when they had the blue genie on the magazine, it was like, that's not what he's really going to look like. This is just, for the shoot. And it's basically more or less.
He wasn't blue on the magazine. He was
Was he not blue?
no,
It's just how he
it was
looked
just
with the
Will Smith.
facial. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
now
but
he's just that, but blue.
But he was leaner on the magazine's cover too. I don't
Yeah.
know if I like him being kind of like thick.
The genie was a big guy.
Well, Will Smith. I mean, Will Smith isn't small.
I think Will Smith has the temperament to be a genie.
Oh yeah, he'd be. I think he's great for his the
Yeah,
way he
because I
is.
mean he's quick, he's funny, he's charming,
Loud.
You got that.
He's kind of
nobody
boisterous.
Nobody will be Robin Williams. It's not like you were gonna get Dan Castellaneta to voice it like he did in Kingdom Hearts or the sequels. Or no, sorry, Return to Jafar, not King of Thieves.
I would say
Yes, I have all of them.
I was about to say you're dropping some Aladdin knowledge on us with that.
It's my favorite.
Yeah, it's his favorite.
It's my favorite movie.
the trailer didn't really
Your favorite
excite
Disney
me.
movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
That and Hercules.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm not a big princess fan. I mean, I like Beauty and the Beast.
So are
and
we
I-
separating Disney from Pixar?
Yes.
He does. Because then Ratatouille is his favorite.
Yeah.
Yes, Ratatouille is my
That's a
favorite
good
Pixar.
Trailer didn't do anything for me though.
No, it was average at best. At best. I mean, I do like that they're in today's climate. You know, I do like that they're not whitewashing the characters. That's pretty cool that they actually went out and
That's one thing. Yeah,
and found legitimate actors to play these roles. Like I heard that Mulan's supposed to be an all Chinese
Asian
cast.
cast, yeah.
good.
All Asian. I don't know if they're all Chinese, which is cool. I hope they find
No singing.
Yeah, no singing. It's supposed to be like a kung fu movie, I heard.
is it gonna be singing in Aladdin?
Oh, speaking of that, Stephen Chow officially announced Kung Fu Hustle 2.
Yes!
I hope it's as good as the first one, but
Katrina's very
Oh,
excited.
it was so
The
much
movie
fun.
is excellent.
could it live up to it?
I think
Probably
so.
not.
Oh, come on.
And also, where does he go from where he left off? Because goes from like
He has to go fight other masters.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, but he goes from nothing to being
The guy.
palming the fucking earth, and
Yeah.
unless he loses power, like in a video game sequel.
I did
like,
not want to see that movie. I thought it looked fucking stupid.
I fucking love that movie.
It's so good.
It was so good.
It is really good.
Because then we watched Channel and Soccer after that, didn't we?
Yeah, and that was good, but it wasn't
Not quite as
good.
likable,
No.
I
but
still liked
it has its quirks.
Which is the one with that frog guy in the apartment complex?
Yeah,
Kung Fu
Is that
Hustle.
Kung
That's
Fu
Kung Fu
Hustle?
Hustle,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a good movie.
It is a good movie.
Yeah,
Yes, they are singing in this Aladdin. Didn't you?
Not Aladdin, Mulan. We said there's no
Mulan.
singing.
Well,
was
someone
curious.
someone asked if they were singing or they had songs, and like in the trailer they had the like alluding to one of the songs from the older one.
Yeah, Prince Ali.
Yeah.
I'm personally hoping that I'm not a big Mulan fan. I saw the movie kind of later in life, so
Well, that was out of that early '90s kind of silver age with Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, Lion King, Aladdin. Like that chunk kind of was our age, at least us three, maybe not you, Corey.
I always liked Mulan.
But then you went to Milan, Treasure Planet, something else after that, Atlantis, I think.
I'm just hoping
Yeah.
that
Pocahontas.
I think it's pronounced Ming Na Wen.
Mm-hmm.
She's in Agents of Shield and she played Mulan. I would hope that they find a role for her somewhere in that
In the movie.
as kind of a
Throwback. Yeah.
throwback to the original one.
That'd be cool.
They usually do. Don't they?
I mean, it depends. I mean, I think Disney and stuff is good with that, but like not in everything. I don't understand why Kevin Sorbo wasn't in the Rock Hercules movie. He deserved at least a cameo, right?
That'd been cool.
I liked Hercules: The Incredible Journey.
He might have been against it. I think he's super religious now.
I think he's a born again, and I think he's super right wing conservative as well.
Yeah, he might
Super
not.
Jesus?
He might not have been
Welcome.
interested.
He was.
Was he?
Yes.
Oh. Well, who can say what goes on in Hollywood?
I read today or yesterday that Stan Lee has 12 cameos in Into the Spider-Verse.
Does he really?
The main one, obviously, and I guess the person that steps over Miles Morales when they're laying in the street is also Stan Lee.
Interesting.
But there's another 10 cameos.
I need to pre-order that movie.
Voices or just like visual?
Visual.
Interesting.
That was such a good movie.
I want to know what the
was
numbers are all about. I'm going to have to look into that when we watch it
Stop
again.
licking your fucking lips, braces.
They're
It's picking up.
chapped.
Oh, use
Don't be
chapstick.
Parker. Use Aquaphor.
Dude.
Aquaphor.
Yeah.
I use Burt's Bees.
Well, whatever.
Well, then fucking use it.
I don't have any. Not right now.
Parker's coaches for baseball have been yelling at him not to lick his lips because he licks his lips so bad during when it's like wintertime that
Is you like?
his whole upper lip turns red and then it starts to split.
And blister.
Uh,
It's really fun.
It's an interesting year because he's at a point where his coaches are like hard asses now and they're like yelling at him.
Making him run.
Yeah, he had a 2-hour practice. They practiced until you couldn't even see anymore. And then Parker's like, I'm so tired. I'm like, you still like baseball? He's like, yeah.
that's funny.
Well, he's one of the best players at this level in this league. So, I mean, he doesn't know, but it sounds like he was the first pick in the draft, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it's been interesting so far. Although with all this fucking rain they're getting, it's been hard for the kids to practice.
That's how it is every year.
It did not rain this much last year.
Because I know it seemed like last year March was just kind of all effed up.
I'm pretty sure it was the year before. Last year wasn't as bad as this year. It's raining way more this year.
Well, they didn't have scrimmages last year.
Way
and
more.
They didn't have a whole lot of crazy practice before opening day. Poor Oliver hasn't had nearly. Has he gone to one practice? No.
No, he did his first practice and then he got sick.
Okay.
We had Emma and Leo on last week, and we gave them homework to watch. They're going to watch What We Do in the Shadows before they come back and are on the episode on another podcast.
Well, TV show comes out next month, right?
Yeah. So you have to watch.
What do you think about that?
About what?
It looks great.
The show.
It looks really entertaining. Did you watch the trailer?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
A lot of it, like half 50-50 is like
Straight out of.
Yeah.
And
it's one of the things when you're going to hear about somebody who's watching it and then not going to know the source material. It's like The Walking Dead. Is that a comic book? That was a movie? You're like, you sons of bitches.
But your homework is you in the next like 3-4 weeks, you got to watch that Sorry to Bother You movie.
Oh, hopefully it's on any streaming.
Redbox.
It's not streaming.
It's $1.75, man.
Vaughn's has Redbox. You can just walk over there. I mean, it really is less than $2.
They probably have. I don't know where it is.
Most grocery stores
right
have them right
inside.
inside.
Is it?
You ever done Redbox?
Never. My life.
We hadn't either, but it's actually
I do it
pretty
online.
convenient.
Set it for pickup. Go swipe my card and get my movies.
It's on Hulu.
It's on Hulu. How much?
It's on Hulu.
How much does it cost?
Hulu?
Hulu. Is it $10 a month?
It's like
I
12.
think
with
with Sprint, BB gets Hulu.
With what?
Sprint? Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Sprint is the worst cell phone service.
You get Hulu.
I had it for 2 years.
Doesn't
and
make
was
it worth it.
Fucking terrible. I had dropped calls all the time, text messages that didn't go through. I had constant
Hey,
problems.
if you're looking to get out of a conversation, I'm sorry, the call dropped. Whoops. You think that didn't happen to you?
Verizon was by far the best cell phone provider I had. They're just so expensive. And then we went to Sprint, and Sprint was garbage. And we've gone to AT&T, and they've been pretty.
Who bought who, though, now?
T-Mobile bought Sprint,
Okay.
which is strange because it seems that Sprint should be bigger than T-Mobile, but I don't know.
Parent companies and shit. Who knows?
So what movie were you guys talking about with this Beatles
Yesterday.
movie? It's called
Yesterday.
Oh, yesterday.
I haven't
watched
watched
that?
the trailer yet.
That looks cool.
It
Yeah.
sounds interesting.
So,
It looks very
Premise
cool.
is-
Before we, we can explain the premise, but before we go too far into this, I'm on some of these smaller movies. Like I can't do this with Captain Marvel or Avengers or Spider-Man, but like with Us, the new horror movie from.
yeah. You saw
Peele?
it before
Jordan
Super
Peele?
Bowl, didn't you? Or did
No,
you?
I didn't watch the Super Bowl one, and I didn't watch the original trailer. A couple of these smaller movies, I'm trying to go in blind.
So you know nothing about it right now?
Yesterday,
No, Us.
no, I don't know anything about it.
Okay.
And with Us, as far as I know, is everybody goes to sleep one day and wakes up and the next day and they don't know the Beatles existed except for one guy.
That's yesterday.
Yeah.
That's yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not talking about Us.
Okay.
I don't know anything about Us
Right.
at all.
That's fine.
This is all I know about yesterday.
Okay.
But it sounds incredibly interesting.
Do you not want to know it more? Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, I'm not going to watch a trailer now.
Okay.
Well, you don't need to.
Well, who's in it?
The main guy, I don't even know.
I don't know.
The other guy is Lily, or the other lady,
Okay.
Lily Collins.
Lily, the girl from Baby Driver.
Okay.
And that's his girlfriend. And basically, they say power outage. And now he's a musician, and he's playing Yesterday to his girlfriend and somebody.
He's a failing musician.
Yeah. He was playing like kids' parties. And like, oh my God, when did you write that song?
Like Johnny Karate?
It's Beatles.
Yeah, he's like, oh,
Paul McCartney wrote it?
Who's
Paul
Paul McCartney?
Wouldn't you just redo all the songs and then take credit
So
for it?
That's exactly what
So he starts
happened.
Googling it, and Beatle comes up Beatle. Paul McCartney comes up Paul or something like that. And he's like, what the fuck? Yes, his girlfriend, like, straight up, you have no idea who the Beatles are. You're not messing with me. No. Then I have a dilemma on my hands. And it shows him just rising, like, playing shows and, like, copying all their songs and rising up. And he goes, like, on the James Corden show. And
Well, you couldn't blame the guy. I mean, if they never existed,
No.
you can't convince everybody else that they...
That's what
And-
it's like.
But
it escalates to basically he's, like, writing or singing Hey Jude. And then Ed Sheeran saying, let's call it Hey Dude.
Nice.
I'm curious because there's a part where they're, I think, was it Corbin that's like, hey, we've got two guys that say, like, these are their songs. And they show, like, two dudes walking down, but you can't see their faces.
Yeah, that might be, like,
this
a
is gonna
big
be
reveal
good.
during the movie. Like,
What's your favorite Beatles song?
I would say Hey Jude, but I have to think about it.
What's your favorite Beatles song, Brian?
I have like 2 that I know. I played Rock Band Beatles for a long
You
time.
only know 2?
But you play Rock Band Beatles?
Hard Day's Night.
Eleanor Rigby is my favorite Beatles song. I like it a lot.
I would say, I mean, the only ones
Say
I'm
Yellow Submarine. Just
super
say it.
familiar with is like Imagine. Was that Lennon or was that?
Technically, that's not the Beatles.
I think it's John
It's
Lennon.
a
Okay,
Beatle.
so it's not him. So what was? The Little Help of My Friends, but Joe Cocker covered it, and I thought that was way better.
That's yeah. Come
I
Together.
don't-
Basically,
I mean, all the songs are great, but I
anything
don't
for
have a
across the
favorite.
universe. You can.
I try. Yeah, I was.
I was bummed that because we were playing Beatles Rock Band in Florida a lot with my dad because he's a big Beatles fan, and just say
God bless you.
they didn't have Eleanor Rigby on there, and I never really got into the Beatles until I took a history of rock and roll class, and then I was like, I listened to it for quite a while, and then I stopped.
You're like the walrus. What does it mean?
Or what? Octopus Garden? Is that the?
I don't know.
That's the title of it. That's the Ringo song. I mean, he didn't write a lot of songs.
I thought Yellow Submarine was his only one.
We're speaking out of our element here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
We
way.
don't.
It's
I'm definitely not a Beatle head.
I used to watch one of the Beatle movies all the time as a kid. Help. I think they made like 4 movies. Kind of like Spice World was. You shut the fuck up.
George. The Beatles. I don't know if it was specifically George Harrison or the Beatles, but they funded Monty Python in Search for the Holy Grail.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, at least a portion of it, a pretty decent sized portion of it, because they ran out of funding or couldn't get the funding to film it and stuff.
Because nobody wanted to touch it.
I think they had been out for a little while, like they hadn't been doing the show for a little while when they ended up filming that.
Such a good movie.
And I heard that I was listening to an interview.
I think they didn't have enough money to have horses, so that's why you used the clickety clank coconuts.
That's so good.
I think it's better.
Yeah, it is. It works.
Who's the main guy that played Arthur? Graham.
I wouldn't know his name.
The guy that died of spinal cancer. I guess he was just hammered that whole movie. I heard somewhere he was just.
It's more fun that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess.
Is it bad to say, as funny and good as that movie is, the ending is almost a letdown? Like, it broke the fourth wall, but I wanted to see him charge that castle. And,
Yeah.
And then just get interrupted, and the movie just ends abruptly. Like, they take him away in the police car, and I'm like, oh.
That's like the end of Gangs of New York. Exactly. You're waiting for that big epic battle, and then it stops.
Graham Chapman.
Graham Chapman. Thank you.
I agree. I was talking about the other day, movies that just end that I like. I'll take a bad ending, but I don't like a movie that just ends and doesn't finish. Although Gangs of New York, it finished basically. But
We recently watched Moonlight,
Yeah.
and
That's like
I
that.
felt like that movie could have gone on like 10 more minutes.
and I know you haven't 3 Billboards. I wanted 5 more minutes of that movie.
Same thing with we watched mid 90s Jonah Hill's movie,
Oh yeah,
and it was a good movie.
It was a good
but
movie.
I felt like that just ended too.
It's just supposed to give you perspective of that point in time.
No,
like,
I get it. And like
I don't know.
that
if
kid's supposed to be 13 in that movie too, and I'm like,
Jesus.
A Serious Man just ended. There's tornadoes coming and fucking just ended. I don't know.
Some of those movies are good, like Lawless.
Did that just end?
Well, it just seemed like it was like a slice out of that period. Like it didn't really.
Here's what happened.
Yeah, here's what happened over this 2-week period.
We're done.
Yeah, and then we're out. I started. I showed Parker the first hour and a half of Dark Knight the
Without
other day.
Batman Begins?
Yes, and the only reason because I thought that
He get bored.
he might get bored with the origin story of Batman a little bit.
I can see the first half boring him, but you don't think the Heath Ledger's a little too menacing?
He seems to be doing okay.
I mean, pencil and all.
Yeah, I mean, I think the body hitting the window was more
Shocking.
so than anything.
It is still like
Yeah.
startling.
Well, the thing is, I knew it was coming, and as soon as it hit the window, I jerked.
You did him.
Yeah, I scared him, but it's a kind of like we've let Parker dip his toe in the waters of certain things, like Stranger Things or stuff like that. And if he's ready for something, he's ready, and if he's not, he's not.
And The Dark Knight is it like PG-13?
It's PG-13.
And surprising because that is dark
It has
parts,
its moments,
but
yeah.
it cuts away like when gonna kill the
Yeah.
gang leader or whatever.
What's
and
funny is he was like, "Did he step on a knife?" And I'm like, "No, the knife was in his shoe." Like when we stopped right after that scene, but he was so reluctant to watch it because he doesn't like Batman.
So
He's not listening.
No, he's not. That's fine.
BB's seen the first two. She's never seen Rises yet. Dark Knight Rises.
It's worth watching. I mean, there's a lot of it I like. There's a lot of it that I don't.
It's less than the other two, but
and it doesn't age as well.
I just didn't have it. I own the other
It's
two.
long. Like it trudges along. Once they get into like no man's land, it's kind of hard to just keep up.
I can't say something because I don't want to spoil it. There's some dumb parts in that movie that I just got reminded of the other day. It was basically like all the police go into the sewers, and then somebody's comparing it to how many like cops actually are in real life New York, which is about estimate should be the same number of cops in Gotham. It's 40,000. So all 40,000 cops go into the sewer for
There's 40,000 police officers in New York.
Yep.
New York City or New York State?
From this video talking about it, it was sound like it was city.
That is
Now I don't know how many people are in the city. If it's like a couple million, it makes a couple.
Yeah, but there's
Tens
only
of
so many
millions.
precincts.
Well, San Diego. How many people? Well, I guess comparison. We have what 1.something million, 1.3 million.
1.3 million in San Diego.
So
No,
they've
yeah.
got to have at least
But
2.5.
wasn't
We
everybody
don't have
down
police
into
out
the
here. We have
sewer?
the sheriffs.
Yeah, well, I mean
then-
we're outside of San Diego, but
Everybody stays in that sewer for like 2 months or 3 months while Batman was in the prison, and they come out and they do have that fight on the street where they're just fighting guys with like armed like automatic weapons, and they have like their batons and all clean shaven. Some videos pointing out, I was like, that is funny. That's stupid.
there's
There's a lot of
All movies have that kind of crap.
That's
Like
stupid
Robert was
shit.
pointing out where there was a shirt missing in Empire Records when we were watching it. And then all of a sudden he has
Yeah.
his shirt on, and then he doesn't have a shirt on.
yeah in the same scene. I hate that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll overlook it because
continuity errors on everything.
yeah.
God, there's something. BB's on. Which the Half Blood Prince we just finished.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and there's some.
Are you enjoying Harry Potter?
Yeah, surprisingly, there's something
I
about
can't argue with that.
that movie that made me go, that doesn't make sense. Something new. It wasn't just like, why didn't they use this spell, that spell? But fuck,
That's
if I
a
can
good
remember.
movie.
What?
Half-Blood
Half-Blood
Prince.
Prince.
That's after Order of the Phoenix. I like
Yeah.
Order of the Phoenix a
Yeah,
lot.
Half Blood's right before the last two.
Uh-oh.
So
It's setting up the
don't yell
scene.
any spoilers out, but Snape just killed Dumbledore.
No.
No, I mean, don't yell any future spoilers because like you spoiled the next one for me, legitimately 2 weeks before it
Yeah,
came
that
out.
sucked.
Actually, was that part 1 or part 2? So it was like 2 weeks
part
before
two.
part 2.
Yeah. That's unfortunate. I mean, but that felt to me like one of those things that had been widely known for a long time.
You seem remorseful, so that was.
I was.
So it wasn't.
I felt
You don't like
legitimately
ruining
bad.
things for people.
No, I don't. But it's like even before I read the book or saw the movie, I knew Dumbledore died.
that one was
It
ubiquitous.
was everywhere.
legit-
But I felt like that the other one was. I'm walking on eggshells here.
yeah, just
The other one was the same.
I didn't say I didn't see any like viral videos of anybody yelling anything happened in the last movie out. Not like the dumb. I told her that at the time when people were spoiling it for people online trying to buy the book, and there was viral videos of people yelling it out. At the,
Dude, I could just walk around the Harry Potter world at Universal for like hours, even though we
It's
don't.
just fun.
Even though we don't have Diagon Alley in the one here, just walking around Hogsmeade and just like hanging out and go eating at Three Broomsticks, and I mean, it's so fun. It's so.
Did
nice.
you go to a different park? Because I think it's small.
What?
Like I felt like Hogsmeade is like in the castle. It's just like it's
you
a
don't
very
like it like I do.
condensed area. The castle's big, but the wait's like 3 hours.
The wait. One time we waited 15 minutes, and one time we waited 5.
Oh, when you went recently?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
I did not. I went one time and waited like 2 hours.
Was it like right after it opened?
It's been open for quite a long time
It
now.
was a little over 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it opened 3. Yeah, I could walk around there all the time. I mean, the one in Florida is twice as big, but yeah, I could just walk around there the whole time. I like it.
Speaking of giant fantasy worlds, that Tolkien teaser came out.
Yeah.
That looks cool.
Yeah, it does.
It
look
does look cool.
Now,
I actually
is he? Does it seems like he's taking a lot of his stories from? Was he in the war? Was he like
It
a
looks that
soldier?
way.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
then because it has like these
The Great War,
symbolism
right?
of him standing
Yeah.
there as a
One-
war, but then it looks,
yeah.
Well, he's marrying that in his
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly cool to see a couple new movie trailers come out when we're about to be hyper focused on Marvel.
Yes.
Because I mean,
Yep, it's
Captain
coming
Marvel
down.
comes out next month in is it April? The end of April for Endgame.
April 26th.
So I mean,
26th or 29th.
March, April.
It's like 6 weeks later, isn't
and
it?
then is Spider-Man in May or June?
I thought it was 4th of July,
I
wasn't
think
it?
it's 4th of July.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I mean, we're about to be like hyper focused on Marvel, and then Star Wars closes out the year. This year, I mean, I know most people aren't excited about it, but it still is Star
It's
Wars.
Star
As soon as the
Wars.
trailer drops, everyone's be like, "Okay, well, I'm back in."
Yeah, that's true.
So-
You're gonna hear the music. You're gonna see
It
you
gives you that
an
feeling.
X-wing.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit!
What else is big coming out this year?
A lot of those big Disney movies are out. Lion King, Dumbo.
Yeah, I have no interest. I mean, I'm gonna go see Dumbo, but I have no interest. I'm just like,
I can
meh.
just take Parker. I don't think Oliver's gonna want to go.
If he want, we have to ask him. If he doesn't want to go, I'll take him to do something else. But I'm just like, meh.
There's
I'm
always movies that like slip in the cracks that you forget about. You're like, oh, this comes out at the end of August. I forgot about this thing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, first things first is when was the last time Tim Burton did something excellent? I didn't watch Big Eyes, even though I wanted to.
Well, Big Fish.
Big Fish,
Big
Corpse
Fish
Bride.
was great.
All his big movies.
Big Fish, Big Eyes.
Bigfoot.
And then it's just, I don't know. It just looks depressing. Okay. Not that the movie.
Toy Story 4 comes out.
Oh, yeah. They gave Bo Peep a new look.
She's back.
Yeah.
John Wick.
Oh, fuck yeah. John
Sorry.
Wick. John
Give us
Wick.
the list, Katrina. All the movies.
Well, we still need to go see Lego Movie.
Yeah, we're going to go see Lego Movie on Sunday. I heard it's pretty good.
What are those little pink things on the table?
Eyeballs.
Oh, they're Valentine's Day gifts for Oliver's class.
Yeah, tomorrow's Valentine's Day.
These things?
Yeah, those
Okay.
little googly eyes.
So I was...
Alita.
Isn't that out yet?
I think it came out last Friday.
Oh, you know what comes out in August?
What?
February 14th comes out tomorrow.
Okay.
Is Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Okay, that could be hit or miss. You know?
Did you watch that trailer?
Yes, I did.
How to Train Your Dragon.
That I like the How to Train Your Dragon movies.
Me too.
Except fucking Funko kind of put out a spoiler they put out their stuff ahead of time to say, hey, look at the new Pops coming out, and there's dragons that are half white and half black. So you're just it's safe to assume that I mean, even from just watching the trailers, it's safe to assume that they're gonna have babies.
Let's go. Maybe they'll have like a post credit or a post.
It's like a calico dragon.
Well, I think
Like-
this is the end of the series.
Yeah. So maybe it'll show them like 10 years from.
Maybe. So
I want to see Us because that's
Yeah, I was. Usually, I right now I either come straight home, or I go get both the boys from school and take them to baseball practice right now. But Oliver was sick, so Katrina was home with him today, and so I was like, "Do you want me to go get something to eat from the market that I like to go to?" And she's like, "Ah, sure." So and they have alcohol tastings there.
Yeah.
Not all the time, but I'd say maybe once or twice a week. And they had a guy there, and I'm like, all right, well, what are you selling? And he's like, mead. And I'm like, cool. Like, I like mead.
why do you laugh?
I keep thinking of that. He's like, no, we're gonna get some Bud Lights or Budweiser and a nice mead. And I just think of that commercial.
God,
I don't even know what a mead is.
It's like
it's like honey
it's
wine.
like a honey.
It's a Thor drink.
Okay,
Whenever we open it, I'll let you try it a little bit because they're not cheap.
They're expensive.
don't worry, I'm not gonna go to town on your honey wine.
No, and it's like 14% alcohol. Like it's you know, well, for you, a lot of beer, you drink it and you can drink it, but there's that aftertaste that you kind of have.
Mm-hmm.
This I could taste honey and cinnamon on my tongue for like the next hour. Like the aftertaste was so good that I was like, wow. But so I try them and I'm like, okay, these are pretty good. And I was like, he's like, well, I have a deal right now. Just a second. He's a deal right now. If you buy 2 of these, I'll give you this. And I'm like, I'm going to show you what it is, and I'll take a picture and post it on Twitter.
So small break.
I got to go get it. No, you can keep talking.
Okay, so
And he's
Shazam
off.
comes off this year.
When is that?
April?
God, man, I don't. It's hard for me to justify spending money to go to these. Like, I feel like I'd movie hop or hit like an early showing for like
Pet
$7.
Sematary.
I was once forced to watch the first one. I didn't finish it, and I got yelled at.
Hellboy.
Look
That's
at
what
this
he
shit.
got.
That is
So I bought
like,
2 things of meat and got a fucking drinking horn. This is a real horn.
Didn't Anthony just get one of those?
I don't know if it was real, but this is a real horn.
Yeah.
from what?
You're not copying your brother, are you?
No, it came for free if you bought 2 of them. I didn't know that Anthony bought a drinking horn.
Well, he did get one, right? Not wrong. So. Yeah, I have one too.
Do you?
Yeah, Forrest's wedding. All the groomsmen
Oh, that's
got
cool.
horns with our Viking names carved into it.
What's your Viking name?
Just our name in runes.
Oh, that's stupid.
Why?
That's a stupid gift.
Wait, you changed my name?
A given name.
Well, I mean, names are
I'm
pronounced
Thor, yeah.
different in different languages. No, this was free. I wouldn't have bought it. But
Mine
it's
was
really
free.
cool.
I wouldn't have bought it. Fuck
Did
yeah.
No,
you
you
have
paid
to-
enough money
You
to
paid
go to
enough
that wedding.
money. Yeah, you had to fly out there. You had to pay for a suit
I
rental.
don't get like I tell them I don't want a fucking groomsman gift, but his wife was
I got
all,
a flask for
What?
Travis's wedding.
Okay, his wife was all gung ho about like everybody gets like that's just tradition. The groomsmen get gifts. And I'm like, I don't fucking want.
So do
nothing.
bridesmaids.
Yeah, and I was like, fuck, if I was putting on a wedding, I wouldn't buy gifts for everybody showing up.
You're paying ass months money out for things, whether it
Yeah.
be food or.
You're very happy with that.
I was impressed, man,
Yeah,
because I was
he's
going to buy
excited.
2 of them anyway. So I'm like,
Did you get to pick the color?
there was like 3 different ones he had left. It was the end of the day.
That's cool. Also, it's a little bit more drinkable than mine. All of ours had a little shorter, stubbier, and they curved around. So mine actually comes down and kind of curves around the arm here. But when it comes to actually like the drinking of it,
It hits your wrist.
it's a little weird. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I should tilt it this way.
Katrina got one for my cousin. That's they've actually flattened at the bottom, and it's actually a mug, but
Okay.
it's like,
It's like a
way
stein.
it's way higher end than
Oh,
this
and
thing.
we all got like weird stands that fit yours exactly. So I have a stand too. That matters.
Yeah, drinking
Those
horse.
sound like way better groomsmen gift than what I got.
What'd you get?
I've gotten a T-shirt that had a homemade like Superman Batman symbol on it. I got a card that was just a bunch of drawn penises, like based on the
That's
person
awesome.
that we were.
This sounds like it's
that is
custom
excellent.
tailored to you. Exactly.
And then, I got some Batman dress socks.
yeah, it sounds
Is
like
this over many weddings or
3
one?
weddings.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 weddings.
You have 3 people that like you enough for you to be in their wedding.
Yeah, I was the best man in one of them.
wow.
I would be perfectly happy if nobody ever asked me to be in the wedding again. I don't have any close friends that are getting married, so I'm happy with that. And fucking Anthony has money to be buying fucking drinking horns, but he doesn't have money to pay me the $50 he owes me.
I don't remember how the fuck he got it.
I think one of his friends got it for him.
Oh, I don't care. He should fucking pawn that shit and pay me my $50.
He hasn't paid you yet.
No,
Oh,
that shit was in December. Fucker.
Hey, he had to buy Valentine's gift.
did he?
Valentine's Day gift.
That's funny.
That's stupid.
Very
The
stupid.
whole holiday is stupid.
That's why I don't participate this year.
Yeah, that's why.
You can buy yourself chocolates.
I bought myself a burger.
There you
That was
go.
my
That's better than chocolate.
February
Galentine's
my
Day?
Galentine's Day,
Nice.
Galentine's.
homie times.
So you like mead now?
I've always liked mead since I tried it.
Just recently.
No, the first time I had mead was
We were in Epcot.
3 years ago. 3 years ago. I feel like I can't hear myself. Hello.
I can hear you.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, 3 years ago, and I've had it a few times since. It's not like something that's readily available at every liquor store. But these were really good, and I was like, "Oh, are you local?" He's like, "Actually, I'm here from New Hampshire." I'm like, "Okay."
The fuck are you doing out here?
His dad is expanding the business.
Good for him.
I mean, nowhere to go that's closer than fucking San Diego from
Well, there's a meadery
Hampshire.
bar in the Marilani district.
Miralani?
Mhm.
What is the Miralani district?
It's the walkabout district where Serpentine is.
What's the Walkabout district?
There's a bunch of like open shops there that you can walk about on Saturdays, the last Saturday of the month.
And there's a serpent.
Well, one of the things is called Serpentine.
I'm so confused.
Where is this?
The Miralani district,
in
Brian.
Georgia.
Don't you know it?
In
Is this in
Georgia.
San Diego?
Yes.
Okay. What else you got, Katrina?
There was the pizza thing at Chuck E. Cheese that I thought was interesting.
Do
Yes.
tell.
Just about the YouTuber guy.
Yeah. With the
Uh,
pizzas not matching and him basically coming to the conclusion that they're like piecing together a pizza from
Yeah.
other slices.
I can't remember what's it.
Shut up.
Um,
There's a YouTuber that works out at my work.
Because it's not uniform and all
Let me
the
see the
edges are off.
It still looks good though.
No, that's like 3 pieces are left from this pizza, 2 are from
And that's
this
what he
pizza.
was saying. And so Chuck E. Cheese responded and said no, that all of their pizzas are hand thrown and homemade.
That's some
Pepperonis
bullshit
don't
right
line
there.
up unless they dropped it and pieced it
I
together.
thought it was funny.
so yeah, the YouTuber super huge, has tens of millions of followers. Shane Dawson puts out like weird long pieces that like in depth looks at. Like he used to do a couple like biography pieces on people. Like I don't know, but I guess the last few he's made is a 2-parter. Each one's like an hour and a half long, looking at different conspiracies. And I didn't watch a minute of it, but I know when it dropped, tens of millions of people watch it, and it had enough significance. I don't know, he must have been talking about. I don't know if he's specifically targeting Chuck E. Cheese, but I know they were one to respond. I mean, they must have got a lot of.
No, it was specifically about Chuck E. Cheese.
Okay, they got a lot of backlash because of his postings. But it's kind of.
Is he accusing them of like a sex ring?
Out of their basement.
Different
Yeah.
Pizzagate.
There was somebody at our work when I worked at Home Depot that actually believed that shit.
That's why I
Like-
grumbled. I hate conspiracy theories. Like I can't stand that shit. I think it's such a waste of mental energy.
You don't believe in flat Earth, bro?
No, I don't.
I mean, can you explain why you look at the horizon? There's no curve?
No,
Good.
but
There's
there are people smarter
flat-
than I am.
You have to be high enough to see the curvature of the Earth.
No, it's flat. You don't understand. I watched so many videos.
Since
That's
that,
all I am.
Kyrie Irving has actually came out and apologized since.
There was another
Since
guy
that-
that did Curry say something like that too?
I
I'm
don't
sorry,
know.
I'm stupid. Is that what that like
Pretty
sentence would
much,
say?
and like people like all these. Like,
Do you see that the
because then you're disparaging his like college too. He's like, what the hell are you talking about?
vaccinations in Washington have gone up 500%?
Clark County's under fucking state of emergency for
Yeah,
that shit.
so they've gone up 500% for people running to get their vaccinations because of this fucking measles outbreak. 70 kids have died in the Philippines, maybe?
I saw a kid who actually went and got his own vaccine because his
Yeah.
parents wouldn't take him.
I saw that.
He just turned 18.
Yeah, he turned 18 and went and got him.
People were saying was it United States, the cancer kid?
I don't know where.
Somebody died because basic herd immunity wasn't there. Somebody who couldn't be vaccinated.
Yeah, there's kids, those people rely on herd immunity.
Right.
And it's supposed to be above 98%, I believe it is, to have proper herd immunity. But yeah, these people
immunity.
herd.
So people who can't be immunized are still protected because everybody
Right.
else is immunized.
because they're not going to come down with the disease and then be exposed to it.
So there's an actual percentage of like when it actually drops off.
So if you can't get an immunity, everybody else is vaccinated. So
Right.
the
Yeah.
likelihood of you
At-
getting
at
Well, that's
Correct.
like kids under a certain age can't get certain vaccines
Also that,
too.
yes.
So I mean, you can get.
and people who, that's why a lot of times
Okay,
people
I get
say
that.
it's my choice, it's my body, but
You're making a decision for other people.
No, it's a social decision, and that's what people need to understand.
so
the greater good.
I remember.
yeah, they've eradicated them here, but they go to other countries and
I wish we were as good at eradicating stuff in our game
Yeah.
as they were eradicating
Yeah.
stuff in real life.
we
We
played.
failed so much.
we played
The old game?
Pandemic
Yeah.
on Friday and got just
And you
fucking
suck.
destroyed.
That's funny. Some politician said so. Well, I don't know what he was. He's in Washington, but he said, "Oh no, maybe he was a doctor testifying something." But we've wiped out disease so well that people forget how fucking horrible and what's the word? Just
Devastating.
how fast it spreads. That we've basically mind fucked ourselves.
They just need to go film in like a third world country
Yeah,
and how
That's
they
what I
live
said.
on day to
I
day.
think it's the Philippines. They've had 70 deaths from kids from the measles. I mean, it's not. I mean, it does kill people.
Yeah.
Well, when the flu kills people, and
Flu is way worse than measles.
well,
Oh my god!
Because you don't see any like measles. Who gives a fuck? I don't need immunization for that because it's not around. But now,
no, that's why you have your shot card, and that's why you need to get it punched out when you're a kid.
I asked the local 9 to 5 nerd.
Is it like a get 9 get 1 free?
No,
immunization?
it's what you show the school so you can go enroll in classes.
Oh.
Yeah, it was pretty loose before where you could just.
yeah, it's tightening, and people are protesting still.
Is it like a doctor's note, like where you can go get your medical marijuana? Hey, I got headaches.
This is probably harder to get than that.
I think they're trying to make the law super hard. Like if you
Yeah.
want out of it, it's got to be like
a medical reason why,
Air
which
proof.
would be appropriate. It's
But-
just people.
Like I couldn't get the flu shot for a long time because I was allergic to one of the ingredients.
I still see like video of people up there protesting that shit. Like science, it's my choice. Even if people like there's an outbreak of fucking measles up there, people still die hard. Nope, it hurts my kids. I'm not gonna do it.
Well, and it's also just saying that I mean, we know that it doesn't cause autism, but people would rather their kid get a disease they could die from than get autism. Like it's in their mindset, not mine.
And you feel like because those people, they're thinking that what they're doing what's best for the kid. But God, you think you sit back here and just watching, like, you fucking idiots.
Speaking of dumb people, I read a story about a young child who was a type 1 diabetic that died because they went to an herbalist, and the herbalist was like, you don't need insulin, you don't need shots.
Yep, those people.
Bad idea.
That person and his parents should be held responsible for manslaughter.
I think the herbalist is under some sort of.
Well, I mean, I know a lot of
lawsuit.
people. I don't know if it was here or in Canada, but their kid had. I can't remember the exact disease, but their kid died, and they were just trying to treat it with like natural oils and stuff, and they're being
prayer.
Yeah.
There was a South Park episode where Cheech and Chong were Native Americans who were handing out natural remedies, and Kyle got like deadly sick, and then everyone was like, "No, he'll be fine. These Indians recommended it. We're actually just like we're Mexicans," and they're like, they immediately spit out all the stuff they were drinking. Oh God, take him to a doctor.
I asked the 9 to 5 Nerds local medical
Contact
person if as an adult what boosters I needed, just as a question. He's like, you're fine. I'm like, all right. So because typically measles is a childhood disease anyways. Our kids are vaccinated.
Yep.
I'm not too concerned about it here because like I said, California's pretty strict on the
Washington was way
well
worse.
there's shitty doctors too. I mean there's doctors that are going to bend the rules anyways. I mean, you hear doctors getting in trouble now about, overprescribing opiates and stuff. And it's just, there's shitty people in every position that are going to bend the rules. Yeah. But, when you have those stricter rules, the majority of people are going to follow it. And I know there's a lot of pediatricians and stuff now that won't even see your kids if they're not vaccinated. And he's like, I'm not going to put the rest of my fucking people at risk.
Just listening to them having to give that conversation about whether or not they're approaching a parent about vaccinating.
When I was at urgent care last time with the testicle pain, the guy next to me had spent 6 weeks in the hospital last year because of the flu, and he almost died, but refused to get a flu shot. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, not only this year's flu shot is 72% reliable, and it's also 91% successful at for kids under the age of, I think it was 10.
Is it fucked up to say that's natural selection?
Yeah, it is. I mean, you're refusing evidence. This year's the most successful flu shot ever. But I mean, even
when you're imposing that on a child.
Yeah, even last year, if you were to get the flu shot and it was the wrong strain, you were still
covered somewhat.
You were still 60% less likely to die from the flu if you had the vaccination than if you didn't. I'm like, why wouldn't you get it? I'm assuming. Did you get a flu shot this year?
No.
Did you?
No.
A lot of people don't, but like this was the first year that I was able to because they took out the ingredient that I was allergic to. And the CDC said that I have a minor egg allergy. And I probably could have got it years past, but this year my doctor was like, hey, they took that off the list of
allergens. Yeah.
Allergens, so you can go get it. So we immediately that week went and all 4 of us got flu shots. But yeah, if you guys are going to talk shit about vaccinations, you got to get your flu shots. They're free.
Oh, I like about them being bad.
I mean, it's too late now.
I think that's a whole different level.
What, flu shots?
And vaccination. Like, we're talking the measles flu vaccination?
Well, I mean, the flu shot is the flu shot. I mean, it's still if you have the chance of preventing.
There's no herd immunity for flu.
No, but I mean...
if it lessens you from dying.
Yeah.
No. And that one is completely self-centered. If we're talking about, like...
Well, it's technically not if you have, like, if you were to still have your niece and nephew close by. Yeah. You get the flu shot because
when you have
you're
a newborn
trying to
protect,
100%. Or if you have older people in your life.
Like, I get that.
My grandparents, we get the flu shot because...
That is something, too.
Yes.
But in the general, it's more self-centered.
Well, I mean,
like, for your own health. So.
Anthony had somebody at his work last year that was 33 that died of the flu.
Yeah, I must say it happens.
It's fucking crazy.
It was weird. It's an anomaly.
That's why it's just not worth it to risk.
Well, that's that last year was like one of the worst years for with the flu because I mean it was tearing through.
You work
places.
with the public. You're running into people all day long. You have no idea.
Nope. Yeah, but I mean, mostly it is for. I mean. Same thing with our local health professional. He said the really young, the really old is who you're trying to protect when you get that flu shot. But, I mean, this year it's so successful. I mean, hopefully going forward they'll be able to, pinpoint that. What time are we at?
You're at an hour.
Do we have any cheerful stuff to finish this episode off with since we started with dogs dying and ending it with...
Well,
that's
there
funny
was
because I was just going
the
to
raccoon death.
Say something.
Go ahead.
I was going to... Did you see the Virginia guy that looks like Bobby Boucher's dad that was talking about if his like someone asked him like what would you do if because he had a son and a daughter, like a young kid, and they're like, what would you do if in a few years they came to you and asked if and told you like, hey, I think I might be gay. Did you read or see what this guy said?
The
No.
only thing come out of Virginia I've seen is blackface.
Like it was so frustrating. He goes, okay, I would address my daughter. Keep in mind, this guy looks like Humpty Dumpty, like a larger Uncle Fester.
Okay.
And he said, I would address my daughter first. I would take her out. We'd go get her nails done. We get a pedicure. We get her hair done. And then I would see if she could swim. And then I would take my son hunting. I would take him fishing. And I would see if he could swim. And the lady's like, what do you mean? She's like, I would just see if they could swim.
Like he's going to drown his children?
Yeah. This guy made me so just ridiculously
what is he?
upset. He's like a senator. He holds office.
Is he a House of Representatives?
Oh, he's a lawmaker in Virginia.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a big bald guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his eyes look like they're
Up in his face.
Yeah. Well, everybody's eyes are up in their face.
Like it just like he was like, yeah.
Virginia's got a lot of trouble right now, homie.
Dude, I was just like, how do people elect people like this?
Have
Because
a
that's where they live.
You're about to have
That's
it's a new
You
Florida.
have to understand that the representatives reflect those who vote for them.
Oh, it was so frustrating.
One guy's about to do the moonwalk on stage.
What?
Oh, is it the governor who was caught? Well, he did blackface back in middle
Which
school?
one at this point?
That was not Northam?
Yeah, and like
Because
Is
then
there
he's
just like a running list going by
there's
this
like
point?
3 people
he
now.
apologized for it, and then the next day he said, "Actually, that wasn't me in my yearbook on my page."
Well, the crazy thing is except for Northam, is that his
I
name?
think
Yeah.
Northam.
I don't
He's a
know.
Democrat, right?
Yeah,
He's like the Democrats, except for this guy, all in the past, like Al Franken with that stuff, are like, I'm out. You know, I fucked up.
Franken
I'm out.
As horrible as what he did is, he did it the right way. He fucking stepped down.
But but Republicans fucking refuse. It's like there was this Jake Tapper thing today that
great.
I was watching, and it was you know what? I don't want to get into this.
I would say
I don't want to get too far into this.
I know it was 50-50, but also like the guy who's the second in line under the guy who did blackface.
He did it too.
He's got accused. No, that's the third in line
Assault.
of sexual assault, and he's like, no, it wasn't me. You know, I appreciate it when anybody comes forward, but it wasn't like that. And then the third in line came out ahead of time and said, I did blackface too.
Just to stop it before it gets to you.
I don't know how far it has to go down. But then the fourth in line is a Republican at the legislature.
SNL did a good skit on that where
I saw
someone
it
stood
too.
up and was like, has anyone done blackface? And they go through this whole thing.
Well,
We're
does
like,
it count if you did it for a costume
yeah,
contest?
what if it's part of a costume?
That's what we're talking
And then
about.
Halsey was the guest, and she's like, but what if you're half black? And he's like, okay, well, maybe. And she's like, no, literally, I was half of my face
I was young.
blackface.
I was Michael Jackson, young and
Yeah.
old, or something like that.
Yeah, I was.
And it was like, oh, that's a good idea. We should do that this year.
like,
Like,
Well, I mean, there's that story, and you know, I don't even want to get in that either.
so let's find a positive
stepping
thing we
off
were going to
the-
end on.
Nah.
Nah.
We're gonna end on
Nah,
that.
bro.
Yeah, I guess we're just gonna end on that. Did we announce what books we're reading for?
I can't remember.
I know we announced the food
Yeah.
and the beer.
You
Yeah.
did. You did.
We announced the books
Oblivion Song.
and Dead Body Road
Yes.
and Assassination.
Yes, that one.
War and
Okay.
Peace.
Yeah, no.
You want?
Yeah,
Okay,
1942.
So real quick, I'll do this and then we'll send off. So I took the boys out to get. We don't celebrate Valentine's Day, but the boys want to, obviously. So Oliver couldn't find something he wanted to get for his mom, so he didn't get anything. But Parker has been wanting Katrina to read a book for a long time.
Homework.
So he got her A Dog's Purpose for Valentine's Day, the week after we put our dog down, and a dog gets put down in that book.
Is that
God, why didn't he just ask you to watch Marley and Me?
that's a movie?
We have
right?
watched that
Yeah.
movie.
Old Yeller.
No,
or
a
something.
dog. Yeah, A Dog's Purpose is a movie.
That's a movie you've seen, right? A Dog's Purpose. Okay, was it a book then movie or movie then book?
Book then movie.
Okay, fair enough.
It's very rarely that a movie turns into a book as opposed to a book turns into
I don't
a
know.
movie.
Looks like a very light book. I
When
can
when
see
a
it.
book when a movie turns into a book, do people say the movie was better?
You'd hope so.
That's interesting. I don't know. With like the new Star Wars,
You know
if
what
they
you
did a
do-
novelization, probably
what
the book.
they do get a lot of, though, is like a movie that starts as a movie and turns into a comic book. Like they'll be like, oh, here's a companion book to go with this. Like John Wick has its own comic. And,
Does it?
Yeah.
Is it better than the movie?
Game of Thrones had its own comic. I mean, obviously that was a book, then
that
a
was-
show, then a comic.
Well, they had a comic that wasn't like just a
The
copy
exact
of the
same
book.
thing.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that, you know, sometimes when things go to that, they pick up a comic thing, try to pull some people in the store.
Yeah.
But I feel like shit, so we'll end on
that note?
on the dog dying again.
Wonderful.
We came full circle.
Yeah, God, it sucked so bad.
What did you call it in the last podcast?
What?
Last week, like you guys like came around to the same topic. Anyway, you did it
full
2 weeks.
circle.
You did it 2 weeks in a row. Congratulations.
Full circle. Yeah, that episode last week was funny.
Don't be such a
Was-
circle jerk.
Yeah, you should go listen to the last week's episode since you weren't on it.
Okay.
When was the last time you listened to an episode of the show?
Since we had on Kirkman.
Years.
Oh, that's the second
The
time or the
first
first
time?
time?
First time. I've not listened to 7 hours.
No. Well, they're each
They're
individually.
each individual hours.
Yeah, so you could just go to that one. So March, so almost a year. That was when we had him on. Was March.
Yeah, I live it. You know.
Yeah. Well, I
You had him on You had him on like twice within 4 months.
yeah,
Yeah.
March and then July.
That was the day after Comic Con.
Yeah,
You
it
should ask him
was.
if he wants to come on again.
Well, he's probably going to be in town.
Yeah. All right, that'll be this week's episode. I gotta go drink some more tea, so we're out.
Yay.